many of you are aware that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was dethroned in 1966 due to the fact that his government was filled with lots of corrupt associates? In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys back in time. I'm going to be explaining how the country Nigeria was formed, and we are going to be looking at a principal person, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. What part did he play in the forming of Nigeria? How was he able to gain the seat of the presidency? How was he dethroned? How was he jailed? What was life after his dethronement as the first president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Well, before we continue, please, if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell icon, like this very video, share this very video, endeavor to comment on this very video. Nigeria was formed on the 1st of October 1960. Do you know that we had 3 rulers in Nigeria? The first office that we have after gaining independence was the office of the Governor General. Well, that particular office has been there before, but it was occupied by a Nigerian for the first time. The Governor General of Nigeria on the 1st of October 1960 was none other than Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Now, the second position was the position of the Prime Minister, a position that was duly occupied by Sir Tafawa Balewa. He is the Prime Minister of Nigeria as at 1st of October 1960. Now, the third position was the position of the head of state, occupied by none other than Queen Elizabeth II. So even when we got our independence as a nation, Queen Elizabeth was still our head of state. Now, moving on, 3 years later, on the 1st of October 1963, when Nigeria gained her independence, we saw a translation from constitutional anarchy to republican government. And then when Nigeria gained her republic, we saw the first president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, none other than Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Now, bear in mind, still on the 1st of October 1963, we still had the Prime Minister of Nigeria, none other than Sir Tafawa Balewa. So to clear the confusion, we had 2 rulers in Nigeria as at 1st of October 1963. Now, before we delve into all that happened, I want us to take a chronological look at the upbringing, the birth, the growth, the transition, the joining of politics, the selfless commitment to recovering Nigeria, the independence, the democracy, and the enthronement, and then subsequent dethronement of late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, one of the founders of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was born on the 16th of November 1904 to a well-to-do family. Nnamdi Azikiwe's father was a school teacher from Onitsha, while the mom was from Efik ethnic group. Nnamdi Azikiwe growing up was very brilliant. He attended his primary school in Onitsha and then went on to CMS Grammar School in Lagos for his secondary school education. And after that, little Nnamdi Azikiwe jetted out to the United States of America, University of Pennsylvania, to study arts. In the United States of America, Nnamdi Azikiwe joined the Pan-Africa movement, a movement with the sole intent of gaining independence from marginalized African countries. This was where his initiative, his perspective, his view of leadership changed. Inevitably, his study in the United States of America changed his political view. After his studies, Nnamdi Azikiwe returned to Nigeria and resumed his career as a journalist. He used his platform to advocate for political reform and social justice in Nigeria. At that time, Nigerians were not even involved in the governance of the country. In 1946, Nnamdi Azikiwe, at an age of 42, could not bear it again. He joined the political party NCNC, the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons. His vision for joining the political party was crystal clear. He wanted to use it as a channel of delivering his people, of delivering the nation from colonial rulership. Zik became a prominent figure in Nigeria, traveling from one ethnic group to another, advocating for independence and self-governance. In the same year that Nnamdi Azikiwe joined politics, he was amongst those that dialogued and advocated for Nigerians in the office of the then Governor General of Nigeria, Sir Otto Richards, and after that very meeting, the Richards Constitution was enacted. The purpose of that very meeting and the enacting of the Richards Constitution is for Nigerians to be better represented in the government. There are three implications of the Richards Constitution. Number one, we saw a shift of governance from the regional to the central. Number two, we saw the creation of a legislative council. Number three, the constitution limited the number of eligible voters. Now, according to the Richards Constitution, eligible voters is going to be on the account of your education and property qualifications. So for people to vote according to the Richards Constitution, you need to have a certain level of education and you need to have a certain level of landed property. From 1947 to 1960, Nnamdi Azikiwe was in the business of advocating for self-governance, for independence, but he never did it alone. We saw Sir Tafawa Balewa and many other prominent figures joining in this said battle of independence. On the 1st of October 1960, Queen Elizabeth II bowed to pressure and granted Nigeria her independence. Bear in mind, Queen Elizabeth II did not automatically relinquish her rulership over Nigeria. The first agenda of President Nnamdi Azikiwe when he assumed office was national unity and the promotion of the Nigerian culture. His leadership as the president was fiercely resisted. We saw ethnic tension and political instability alongside corrupt associates as some of the things that marred the administration of President Nnamdi Azikiwe. It was this corruption that led to the 15th of June 1966 coup. Before we continue, let us digress a bit and talk about this particular coup. The very first coup to be organized in Nigeria. The coup that ended the First Republic. This coup, surprisingly, was organized by a group of young military officers, predominantly from the Igbo ethnicity. The coup was led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogo. The coup was also assisted by Lieutenant Colonel A.A. Murtala Mohammed. It was also assisted by Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu and Captain A.B.M. Adetunji. The purpose of the coup was to eliminate corrupt officers and to also stop the inefficiency of the Nnamdi Azikiwe administration. The 1966 coup was a success, but it came with a lot of implications and consequences. We saw the death of Sir Tafawa Balewa. Nnamdi Azikiwe was removed from office, but without any shedding of blood. He was detained for a prolonged period of time. After his release, he stayed for a considerable number of years before appearing in the public again, advocating for national reconciliation and unity. This is a man that from the very beginning was an advocate for national unity and reconciliation. Nnamdi Azikiwe died on the 11th of May 1996. The story of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe is a story that shows that anything is possible, anything can be achievable only if you can believe. Any vision that is pictured in the mind can be actualized only if you are persistent, only if you are consistent, only if you are putting in day-to-day effort into seeing that it becomes a reality. Well, if you have more information about the late president, leave it as a comment in the comment section below. And as I said earlier, if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell icon, share this very video to friends and families, and I will see you in our next upload. Ciao.